Hey, how's it going out there, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Today I'm making a video about AB5, the California law that everybody's talking about these days. We even got the Canadian truck drivers talking about it, it appears, on YouTube. So I want to give you my opinion, my take on AB5, just putting it out there. If you agree with it, great. If you don't, you know, we can have a civilized conversation about it, but I think a lot of people are missing the point with AB5. For me, I'll just go ahead and tell you, I don't like AB5. I think AB5 is a joke. For me, AB5 is a money grab. I think it has nothing to do with people, protecting people, whatever they claim it is. It's a money grab. It's a California thing. California needs that tax revenue, you know what I'm saying? They broke as a joke out there, and they need their money. So I think that's what they're doing. But let me explain to you why I don't like it, okay? Now, do I think there are some horrible lease purchases out there? Yes. Are there people getting taken advantage of? You better believe it. But as much as I don't like the numbers on a prime lease or a JCT lease or a Hirschbach lease, you know, as much as I don't like the numbers on a lease like that, a lease purchase, I don't think I don't think the government should shut them down. As long as everything that is going to happen during the lease is in the lease agreement, it should be able to exist, because it's adults agreeing to adult things. See, here's the thing. If you think the government needs to protect everybody, especially in business, you haven't been in business very long or thought it through, because let me tell you, the government they're not coming here to help you, okay? Let me elaborate on this a little bit. So, let's say you're getting $1 a mile lease purchase plan, and you make no money, and this, that, and the other. Well, you signed up for it. You know what I mean? Like I'll be as forward as I can, straight up as I can about this. Okay. I did a lease purchase with Western Express for 3 whole weeks. If you want to know more about that, go back and watch me cry in a bunch of past videos. Now, I think that lease purchase was garbage, but at the end of the day, I signed up for it. I got involved with it. I understood the lease deal as far as what I was agreeing to. I knew it when I signed it. I read it. I signed it. Now, the failures of that lease purchase were more because, you know, how the company acts, not because of the contract I signed. Now, if the company would act better, yeah, I would have done better. But at the end of the day, here's the thing. It didn't work for me, so what did I do? I left. I went and did something else. I didn't go to the government and say, hey, government, come in and act on my behalf and shut them down, and don't let them do that. See, I think that's a slippery slope. I mean, what comes next? You know, if this AB5 cuts out the independent contractors, you know, is your job going to be what's next? You got to ask yourself these things. And for guys that are in leases or leased onto a company, because I'll tell you right now, I'm leased onto a company. Am I concerned about AB5 coming to Minnesota where I'm at? I'm not really, because I don't worry about things I can't control. If it comes, I'll have to make, you know, changes, and I'll have to deal with it. But at the end of the day, if you're leased onto a company, you should be against AB5, because where are they going to stop? Okay. This law, okay, well, you say, well, there's predatory leases out there that are taking advantage of people. Well, there's probably somebody that would say that the lease you're doing or the lease you're involved with is predatory. Where does it stop? Is it only predatory when it's a mega carrier, but when it's a small carrier, it's not? I tell you right now, I don't like none of it. I don't like none of the AB5 situation. I don't need the government to tell me what to do with my business. As far as an employee being 1099 versus W2, I don't care. I don't care. If you agree to it and you want a 1099 position, then by all means, I don't care. And honestly, it's one of those things, like, if two adults agree to something, you know, who am I to step in and stop it? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going down to the brothel and, you know, interfering with transactions. I kind of feel like that's what the government's doing. You know, it's two adults that have agreed to something, but yet the government wants to come in and be like, you know, oh, we gotta protect. It ain't nothing about protection. Let's be honest with you. It's about money. It's a money grab. California's trying to get more revenue, so they want to enact AB5. Here's my thoughts on it. And this came up in a live show the other day of, why not let the people of California vote on this? Why not put this on a ballot? You know, they'll put prop whatever and prop this, prop 45, you know. I lived in California for a year, so I kind of know how things work in California a little bit. I knew after a year it was not the state I needed to be in. It's not my state of mind. You know, the government just constantly up your butt about something, and my thing is, why can't we put it on the ballot? You know, prop 55. You know, why can't we have prop whatever AB5? Let the people decide what they want. Because for me, if someone wants to get paid $10.99, what do I care? What do I care? Because there's nothing out there that says you cannot be paid $10.99 versus W-2. Like, these little tests they give, you know, are you an employee or an independent contractor? To me, that comes down to what you want to be classified as. And as long as everything is in agreement with what was written out to begin with, then I don't see a problem with it. I'm anti-government. Honestly, I don't like a lot of government in my business. I don't want them, you know, coming in and telling me, oh, you got to tie your shoes this way, you got to wear your hat a certain way, you got to talk this way. When we start getting into that, it is a slippery slope. For you guys that are leased onto a carrier and you're pro AB5, you really got to think about what you're being pro. You know, you're being pro the government coming in and telling people how to run their business. And you know, where does it stop? That's my question to you. If you're leased on somewhere and you're pro AB5, think about it. Who's to say you're not being taken advantage of? You know what I mean? Like, you're trying to run your business, but yeah, they come in and say, oh, well, you're being taken advantage of. Well, who determines who's taking advantage of who? You know, if I'm willing and I show up every day to do something, how am I being taken advantage of? You know, I'm agreeing to that. There's a million trucking jobs out here. If you don't want to be, a W-2, go somewhere else. You know, I seen a guy on YouTube the other day in a video. I think it was an Asian My video. This guy recorded his boss, and he was like, "You're saying if I leave, I voluntarily quit or something?" And I'm like, why even have this interaction? You know what I mean? If the guy tells you to drive a truck and you claim that that's unsafe to drive that truck, why even worry about it? That's somewhere you don't want to work. Go somewhere else and work. We get so caught up in this country with the work and the labor of, oh, poor me and woe's me. You know, like, if you don't like it, go somewhere else. Like I said, I did a Western Express lease purchase for 3 weeks. And let me tell you, I was thinking the whole time, oh, this is going to get better. It ain't going to be this bad forever. All I needed was about 3 weeks to go, okay, well, if it's going to be like this for 3 weeks, it's probably going to be like this forever. I'm out. And I did. I left. I went somewhere else. Like, I've done a couple lease purchases in my life. The Western Express was by far the worst, you know. I mean, if you want to make a couple $100 a week, go for it. But at the end of the day, it wasn't the contract that made that lease purchase not profitable. It was how the company acted. And if the company's not acting right, then you leave. You don't get in a big tizzy and make a video of your boss, you know, and try to, you know, like why is everybody gonna be so litigious? If you don't like it, just move on. It's a free world out there. Go do what you want to, you know. And I don't know. That's just how I look at it. I feel like AB5 it's a money grab. It has nothing to do with, you know, people being protected or anything like that. It's a California money grab. They do it all the time, and for me, I am anti. I couldn't be more anti AB5. You know, my thing is, if you want to shut down scam lease purchases, you do it with information. You give people as much information about it as you can, and if they still decide to do it and they want to stay, then by all means, who's to tell them? You know, it's like, I had this thing, okay, I was knocking on Hirschbach lease purchase really bad one time, okay, and I had a bunch of people on there like, well, hey, I like it here, you know, and I had to explain to them, I'm not telling you to quit and go somewhere else. I'm just telling you what, you know, the rate was and what the people I had talked to were telling me about it. In no way was I telling you not to do it. Hey, if it works for you, you go do it. That's, you know, free country. I'm all about it. But AB5, it's not a freedom thing. It's a money grab, and it's a control thing, and that's why I'm anti it all day. So no AB5 for me. I'll pass, hard pass. You know, and I made a video one time about W2 versus 1099. I used to be not so much for 1099 trucking jobs, but then, you know, I think about it, as long as you're getting paid for what you want to get paid to do a job, and you're fine being 1099, why do I care? Why does it mean anything to me? It doesn't change my job any, you know, and if it's bad for the industry, like, eventually it will get